Hello, I'm Pippa. I've been teaching yoga since 1990, and today I want to share with you some body and breathwork exercises that I evolved to help me heal after my mastectomy operation in 2017. After my op, I did actually heal quite quickly, but over the following year I got cording coming up, and I also had the accompanying tightness around this kind of area that most people have. Cording, when it comes up, looks like rock hard ropes under the skin, and they tighten you up, they make you feel constricted. They're not pleasant at all. So if you have them, or if you have tension around the shoulder area, this video is going to be useful to you. When I had my operation, I did make use of the NHS exercises that were given to me, and they were really helpful, but they didn't entirely satisfy me because I didn't feel whole. I felt all in bits, and I wanted to feel whole again. So I just started to move in a flowing, connected way, and I made up movements that came out of my center, and I felt I could flow through the intensity. I'm happy to say that through doing these exercises, my cording went very, very quickly. And although it kept coming back, if I just kept coming back to the exercises, then they would go away. And I had cording in my armpit, I had it in my rib cage, I had it in my belly, but you can apparently get it in your wrists and even in your neck. So wherever you have it, this whole body routine will help you, or if you have stiff shoulders as well. That I now have full flexibility in my affected side. So I would like to share the work that I did for myself with you in the hope it's going to help you on your healing journey. There are going to be 3 videos which I'll release every 2 weeks. Each video builds on the one before. And this is the first one, and it's ideal if you very recently had an operation or you have a very chronically tense shoulder area. Each video builds on the one before, and so as you heal, you can progress with these videos. As I develop each exercise, make a little bit more intense or change it slightly so that you go into a deeper stretch. So for this video, for the first part, we're lying down, and you will need some support under each limb. And I suggest a cushion or folded blanket. If you have yoga blocks, you could use them, but something soft to create a feeling of a nest so that you feel really cozy. And that's going to help create oxytocin, which is a hormone that helps you heal and feel good. So you're going to need folded blankets for each arm, for each leg, something under your head as well. So if you'd like to get this stuff together and get yourself set up, I will join you on the mat. Just a word about the breath. There are 2 kinds of breathing we do in these videos. One is just through your nose, in and out, and one is in through the nose and out through the mouth. This breath is called the golden thread breath, and we use it to bring down stress and also to move through intensity, and it looks like this. So my lips are relaxed, I'm not pursing my lips, and call the golden thread breath because it slips out between your lips like a thread. So I'm now going to move to the ground. See you. So come to sitting on your mat, and you can place your feet parallel and lengthen out your lower back as you roll your spine down, and just make sure your pillow gives you space to get your hands around to the back of the neck, so there's a gap between your head and the shoulders. Walk your shoulders down and just making yourself feel nice and broad and comfortable into the floor. And then you could just bring your hands, palms over your eyes, seal out the light. Take a breath in through your nose. A deep breath in through your nose, and as you breathe out, let the breath out through your soft lips. Golden thread breath. And then you can smooth your hands round to the temples. Rub on your temples or hold your temples. and then come down to the jaw, and we're going to massage the jaw. So firmly massaging into that jaw muscle, then stretch your jaw like this. And then go back to massaging your jaw. And then you could take the elbows out and bring your fingertips underneath the base of your skull where it joins the neck, and just dig up, push up into that junction. And you could just hold or circle, massaging the pressure points there. And work your way gently, steadily out from the center, out all the way to somewhere behind the ears. And then go back in and find the soft dip at the very top of your neck, just underneath the skull. Let your fingers dig into that and then pull, spreading out the back of the neck. And then get your fingers in a little lower and press them in. Spread the back of the neck, pull through so you get almost lifting the neck, not quite, but almost. Next stage down, pull through. And then get your fingers right into where that big knobbly bone is, C7, which joins neck and shoulders. Stick your fingers in there and just pull through that tight area, drag through. Then hook your hands over your shoulders and draw your fingers into those muscles. Take a breath in through your nose. Breathe out through soft lips and pull through. Right, now slide your hands to the heart and then down to the belly. And bring your awareness now down into the pelvis. Just normal breathing through your nose. Feel the breath moving a little under your hands. Now everything we're going to do, first of all, is to help you breathe, is to help relax the belly, to move the diaphragm. We'll then move on to exercises that's going to stretch all the belly and the hip and waist area and passively stretch your shoulders. So within your limits. But right now, we're focusing on releasing, relaxing the breath, because the breath is the key to your body rebalancing and healing. To let this belly soften, to let the diaphragm move freely. So we'll start off with a pelvic tilt. When you breathe in, do nothing. When you breathe out, press into your feet and tilt the pelvis back. Feel the lower back flatten. Breathe in, drop the pelvis, relax. And then a little arc in your lower back as you breathe in. Breathe out, press into the feet as you release back down, flatten your back. Breathe in, drop the pelvis and then arc. Breathe out, drop the lower back and press it into the floor by pressing into your feet. Keep moving with the breath, just synchronizing breath with movement. Expansion as you breathe in, coming back in as you breathe out. Just quiet breathing. Now, you might want to just make this movement a little bit bigger. So take a deeper breath in and roll your tailbone to the floor, arc your lower back and lift this rib cage just a little bit. And then out through the lips. You could do 3 of those. If it feels too much, just keep it a small movement. One more. Breathe in. That's great. So now we're going to open up the hip joints. Can you bring the soles of the feet to touch each other? And then let your knees release out. And this is where these 4 supports that you've got are going to be very useful, because even if you're quite relaxed here, if you support yourself something different happens. Bringing the supports in as much as you need. You might have your knees right up like this. You bring the supports, you might need to bring other stuff down. So for instance, if you're very tense, you would bring everything down to the knees and get as much as you need. This is a good time to be working out what you need for these exercises. And some of you may have your hips really released and out, but still give yourself that bit of support. So you get the feeling of being cradled through the pelvis, and then you place your hands on the low belly and just settling into a soft breath in and out through your nose. And as you breathe out, drop and release deep into your belly. Breathe into your belly, breathe out, drop and release. You could imagine a ball of light in your belly. It's maybe starting very small, but as you breathe, it glows, it expands, filling up all the dark corners, the tight corners in this whole soft low belly area. We're going to do a micro movement with the breath. Very simple and very small. Breathe in, do nothing. Breathe out, press your feet slowly and steadily into each other, and you'll find that your pelvis tilts back, your lower back comes a little bit towards the floor. Now, as you breathe in, relax. Relax that pressure, let the legs just go back to being heavy, everything passive. So breathe out, press your feet together, flatten your lower back, feel the inner thigh slightly tension, and then breathe in, relax, breathe out, press, breathe in, relax, breathe out, press, breathe in, relax, and at no point do your knees lift up off the supports, they stay on the supports. But they do lighten up. Then just let your legs drop. Quiet breathing, just for a moment, just let the belly settle. If you've got a lot of support, you might have relaxed a bit, so just for a few breaths, you might want to take away a layer and just go a little more into the stretch, but nothing too strong. Just enough to give you space. Space to bring your awareness down, to let your diaphragm relax, your belly soften. Great. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the key stretch, which is an extended twist. And you're going to press your feet together first and bring your knees up, and then take your feet hip width and then a little bit wider. Now, in this exercise, some people might find a pull over the kneecap or sometimes a bit of compression in the lower back, and there's ways around that. And I'll show you how to use your supports. You put them between your feet, a little bit down there, and your knees are going to land on those blankets, and that's going to give you support. And if you find you don't need them at any point, you can just move them away. So you need to know what's there should you need it. And then your arms are also going to need something. So just having something handy to support you should you need it. Now, we're going to let this right foot and leg come to life. Lift the toes, press the inside edge a little into the floor and tip both knees to the left, and your right knee lands on that support. Check it out. Can you let the leg just kind of relax a little onto it without knee pain? You might need to just move your support so it's just in the right place. And once you've established that position, please take time to do so. You then decide where this arm's going to go. If you've recently had an op or you've got a chronically tense shoulder, you may find you need to just come out to the side like that. Or you may find that you can come up more at an angle. Either way, if you bring the wrist up onto a support, it makes it feel a lot easier. And you want to get a position where you can feel it, but it's not stressful at all. It feels kind of nice stretch, comforting. Okay, so you've established one side here. Let's see how it is on the other side. So bring up your knees and bring the left knee down onto those blocks, not blocks, blankets or cushions. Just moving mine slightly. There we go. And releasing. And then this arm needs to find its home and it may be affected. So position it so it's like, yes, you can just feel it. So just be really kind to your positioning of your arms. It's got to feel good. Okay, so now we've found supports. Make sure that you're really comfortable with that because we're going to start to breathe and move in this position. So let's start by moving. Bring up your left knee and open your hips. So you're in almost like Baddha Konasana again, that cobbler's pose. And then just tip over and bring that knee down. Take a breath in through your nose. Out through soft lips and surrender. Melt yourself down into this. And breathe out to empty. Then bring the right knee up and pivot over and letting the knees go down. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale. And at this point, you might want to adjust your arms either to an easier position or a more difficult or deeper stretch. So if it's hurting too much, you bring your arms down. If you want it to be more stretchy, you bring your arms out more like this. Just choose what you would like to do. And breathe in, bring up the left knee, and pivoting over, exhaling to the left. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale, surrender. And as you drop into those exhalations, let your belly release. Let the abdomen, you might feel gurgling, you might feel strong pull, you might feel a gentle pull. And if you do have any cording through the hips or the belly and it's tight, well, this is great. Use your breath and use this flowing movement in your own time. And allow yourself to feel what there is to feel, to dive into it. Dive into it with the friend of your breath that's there to carry you through, to shift stagnation and trauma and tensions. Just do one more each side. And one more side, just finishing with your knees going to the right, then you've done both sides evenly. Well done. So now you could bring your knees back up and you could bring your arms back to your body. Lengthen out the back of your neck, lengthen out your lower back. Pick up both kneecaps, both feet, both kneecaps, arms straight, grip your knees. Best you can, relax your legs so your pelvis drops and spreads into the floor like a pancake. Breathe into your belly and breathe out. Softly fold your thighs in, feeling your lower back spread into the ground. Breathe in, straighten your arms. Breathe out, bend your elbows and fold your thighs towards your belly. And then if you bring the knees in, just do a little rock and massage into your middle back. And now we're ready to roll into our side. Come over onto your side and from your side, coming up to sitting. So, coming up to standing now. Come and plant your feet parallel on your mat. Just look down at them, lift up your toes and spread them out. And we'll start with the feet because they give us life, they give us foundation. And we're going to open up this part of the foot, the ball of the foot. Can you just lift a heel and bring the inner ankle in so the ball of the big toe mound presses into the floor. And then spread out into your little toe and roll out onto the outer edge of the outer ankle, also stretches. Back in again. And you can look down at your foot and see what's going on, or just feel it. But spreading out the toes, opening up the energy pathways in your feet to ground you. So now reach out into that little toe. Your heel still hovers, but you're going to sink it down and push it down into the ground and feel yourself rebound up. Let's do the other foot. Lift the heel, come into the big toe mound and rolling through the ball of the foot. Spread out that little toe. Bring the whole ball of the foot down with the toes spread out. Bring the heel down and push down, coming up. And then just lift your toes up and spread them out and down. And just make sure your knees are not locked. And bring your awareness up to the hips. So hands on the outer hips, we're going to circle them. Can you take them round in a nice big circle? Shifting body weight from foot to foot, feeling the movement into these outer hips. Breathe in and out through your nose. And one more this way, and then we'll go back the other way. And just feel the belly working to stabilize you. Feel the sensations down through your legs. Let the feet meet the ground. One more circle. And then coming back to center and place the hands over this low belly. So now we're going to make some space between the hip and the armpit. So this area will be stretched all around here. We want to try and keep the shoulder dropped. So to help us do that and keep it within a certain kind of realm of movement, place one hand behind your head and just let the palm hold that knobbly bit of the head around here. And shift into that same side. Feel your body weight go straight down the leg. And then as you push down, come up through the rib cage, lift the ribs up off the hip and go up through the elbow just to your limit. Meanwhile, this heel will have kind of come up off the ground and then come back to stability. Do that 3 times. Breathe in, shift, and come oozing up out of the hip. Reach out to the elbow, exhale back. Breathing in. Exhale, golden thread. Breathing in. That inhalation stretch helps create the stretch as well. If it's too much, you can actually do it with different breathing. You can breathe out as you stretch, if that feels better. So the hand on the back of the head, shifting into this leg. Go down through that leg and start coming up through the rib cage, up through the armpit, up to the elbow. This arm can dangle and back. 3 more times. Breathing in. And let your arm come down. Just loosen your arms. And now we're going to twist this area gently. Can you bring your hands to hold your elbows and get the feeling that you're cradling? You're cradling yourself. There's a sense of almost giving yourself a hug. And we're just going to rock from side to side. Breathe in and out through your nose. And feel the slight squeezing into the waist, across the belly. Keep your knees slightly bent as you do this. Keep your lower back lengthened and relaxed. And then come back to center and just let your arms drop. So now we're going to start activating these shoulder blade muscles around here. If we want to free up here and here, we need to strengthen all the muscles around the shoulder blades because they tend to get weak, and then all this area has to work harder and all the emotional tension comes up and gets locked here. So as we start to move the shoulder blades, stretch them out and use them, we become stronger, more resilient. So we're going to start off by squeezing the shoulder blades together, pinning them back so your arms are just dangling, and then squeeze the shoulder blades down as well. And now very slowly relax that contraction so you're in control of the release until your arms are just falling by your sides. And we'll come back to that, but right now we're going to do stretching and opening around this area and up into the neck. And this will prepare you for a big movement we'll do that moves everything. So let's take an arm around and place the back of the hand on the sacrum or the arm across the small of the back, depending on the flexibility of your shoulder. Bring the other hand to your heart and then slide the fingers over until you find the bone, and you dig your fingers in and push that shoulder back. So it's held in traction, but the shoulder itself is completely relaxed. You're not doing anything with this arm. It's in passive contraction. So take a breath in through your nose. Exhale through your lips and drop your shoulders. Sigh the shoulders down. Mentally drop your shoulders. Good. Now, the same thing, using your breath, drop your head as well. Drop your head to the side. Breathe in. Close your eyes, let your shoulders drop. As you breathe in, think of filling light into that shoulder you're pushing back with the other hand. And as you breathe out, drop your head slightly forward, diagonally. Breathe light into the space in your shoulder and in your neck, shoulder blade. One more breath. And now bring your head up. And releasing the hand, and let the back hand drop. Little wiggle. And now let's do the other arm. Take it around. Again, it could be in your sacrum across the small of your back. Bring the other hand to your heart. And now slide the hand across till you find this shoulder bone. And push your fingers in and hold, pin that shoulder back, keeping the shoulder really relaxed so you're making space in the joint. Breathe in through your nose and fill your shoulder with space and light. Breathe out through soft lips, so you're sighing. then same thing, but just let your head tilt to the side, and a soft golden thread breath, dropping your head, your shoulders, but filling the shoulder joint with light space. As if the arm could come away from your body. Now let the head go forward slightly as well. Breathe in and breathe out, just letting things come away from your center. The head drop, the shoulder fall away, and then bring your head up. And let the front arm just release and the back arm drop. Ease your shoulders out, little rolls of the shoulders, and now once more, roll your shoulders up to your ears, squeeze them back in, feel your shoulder blades move in, then squeeze down, and then let your arms release. So now we come to the key exercise. Can you take one foot forward and spread out your feet and bend your knees? Now the other arm that belongs to the back leg comes up, and using your middle finger, this one, this finger, comes into the soft dent of your shoulder joint between the rib and the shoulder. And this is the movement. I'll do it once, then we'll do it slowly, and then we'll do it a few times together. So you bend your knees and breathe in, reach away, and I'm going to just float the elbow back, squeeze the shoulder blade into the spine, and bring the elbow back to my waist. That's one circuit. Let's do it together now. Feet in position, knees bent, finger on that soft dent. Now take a breath in, now drape and relax this shoulder blade. Feel it hang off your body. And now reach through the shoulder blade to the elbow so you feel it pull all down your back. Then stand up, drop your shoulder, glide your elbow back, and squeeze the shoulder blade muscles. The muscles between your shoulder blade and your spine, squeeze them and you'll feel it pulling here. And then squeeze the shoulder blade down, and then just bring the hand back to here. Okay, so 3 more times, and in your time and rhythm, being sensitive to when you feel intensity and pain, and use your golden thread breath through those sticky places. So let your knees bend, release, and reach through shoulder blade to elbow and gliding back, dropping your shoulder, squeeze the shoulder blade into your back, squeeze it down, and there you come back to neutral. Breathe in, breathe out, and stand up and squeeze gently back, breathing in and out as you feel in your own time. This is the point where you might slow it down, particularly if it's hurting. Breathing in, reach, stand up, glide, squeeze the elbow, shoulder blade, bring it down, and let that arm drop. Okay, let's do the other side. Switch legs, bring the other hand up, middle finger there, no, both knees bent, and let's do it slowly, just to teach this side. So now you're going to relax the shoulder blade off the spine, then you're going to reach away as if someone's pulling your elbow, then stand up and glide that elbow back and squeeze that shoulder blade back into your spine and down your spine, and then come back to neutral. 3 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out as you come up and gliding that shoulder blade back, squeezing it gently into the spine, exploring with the sensations there. Breathe through it. Breathing in, gliding, standing up, squeezing back, squeezing down. Keeping yourself upright as you do that though. Don't end up doing a backward bend. Really open up the front of the chest, stand tall. And just one more for luck. Breathe in, glide back, stand up, open across the heart, the chest, squeeze in and down, and let your arm go. And bring your feet back to parallel, and we'll finish with a forward bend and the breathing tree. And this is what the breathing tree looks like. I'll show it to you now, and then you can do it after your forward bend. We're going to come up your middle line, little finger brushing, thumb to heart, thumb to brow, thumb to the crown. Open your elbows out. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and down, elbows bent, and you expand out like a fountain back to your center. So we're going to just go into a forward bend. If you can't forward bend, come forward so your forearms are just on your thighs. See if you can do this much. Otherwise, come all the way down to the floor and dangle for a moment. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop your head. Really let go now. Breathe into belly, breathe out, drop your head. Now you're going to roll your spine up. Can you bend your knees and spread your toes and start to stack your spine up? And use this to really release the back of your neck, your spine, all the way up, breathing. And when you come up, so your chin is about to lift, bring your fingertips to touch in front of the pelvis. Look straight ahead. And zipping the little finger up your center, turn at the heart, to the brow, the crown, and expanding out, and feel that wonderful sense of space all around you, and bring your hands back to the belly. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed that, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And I'll see you again at the second video, stage 2, and we'll go deeper into some of these movements. Bye for now.